What up, heroes? It's February 6th, and this is your message for Monday, a useful message for teens in 4 minutes or less. Guys, in order to really crush your relationship, any relationship that you have to know the secret to relationships. And the secret to relationships is this one word: Relationsponsibility. Okay, that's really like two words that I shoved into one to make it one word, but still, taking responsibility for all of your relationships is really the best thing you can do. I've been doing it as long as I can remember, even before I even knew of this concept. But it is the act of not expecting other people to change in order for things to get better. And that's the best thing you can do for yourself. It really is. Last week's teen training room, I talked about what I call the relationship plant. And to summarize, most people view relationships as there's one plant that two people equally take care of, and if you both do a good job, then it produces delicious fruit that you both get to enjoy, and now you have a great relationship, bada bing, right? But the problem is, what if the other person sucks, right? Or what if the other person isn't doing their part? Well, now you have to do all the work, it feels like, and they're still eating this delicious fruit and taking advantage of you, and or they're just being mean and they're making it bitter, and there's nothing you can do about it because they're making the plant bitter, and you have to eat the bitter fruit because they're just a jerk at school who's calling you names or something. But I don't view relationships that way, and I don't think you should either. Really, all relationships have two plants. This is really the key idea behind Relationsponsibility. There's two plants. You have a plant of that person, and this is your job to take care of this plant to make it the best it can possibly be. And you can help it to grow, or you can poison it. So it's either going to create delicious fruit or very bitter fruit that you hate. Either way, though, it's on you, and that's a good thing. Last week, some teen brought up in the chat that there was this punk guy at school who essentially, as they were talking about weird things, and this teen kind of shared his thought on some weird things, this other kid was like you have room to talk, insinuating that he was really weird. And he was like, wow, what a rude thing to say. This guy's super rude. And then he just had this bitter relationship with this guy. And this is just an acquaintance. It wasn't a friend. It wasn't anything like that. It wasn't even really a bully. It was just this guy who had said this thing about him, calling him weird. Like, you're really weird, essentially was the meaning, the alleged meaning behind it, right? But we talked to him about using this concept of relationsponsibility or this two relationship plant scenario to help him identify how he was actually making the relationship more bitter than it needed to be. So this is what you guys can do. There's always two sidekick thoughts that you are thinking that are bringing the relationship down, making it worse, making it bitter to be around the other person, no matter who it is or what they're doing. The two sidekick thoughts are a sidekick thought you have about them and a sidekick thought you have about you in relation to them. Right? Identify what those two thoughts are. For this teen, it was, that guy's a jerk and I'm possibly weird and that sucks and I'm less than, and that's, that's super icky. That would make anything like bitter or whatever, right? Any relationship. So identify what those two thoughts are and change them to maybe he's not as rude as I think. All right, maybe he was having a bad day, or it's okay for him to be rude. I give him permission to be a little rude sometimes, and that's okay. And the thoughts about yourself would be, yeah, you know what? Maybe I'm a little weird sometimes, but that's okay. I'm still pretty cool, or I like myself being weird, or yeah, sometimes I do weird things, or I'm not really weird at all. This is actually totally normal. Whatever it is, those are your two hero thoughts to replace those two sidekick thoughts. Also, some announcements for this week. We have our teen training room tomorrow night, Tuesday, February 7th at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. We'll be talking about friends, so applying all this stuff to friends. And this Thursday is our virtual hangout, baking cookies with coaches. It's going to be fun. There was a recipe we sent in the Monday email. That's the recipe we're going to be following, so make sure you have all of those ingredients. Simple sugar cookies for Valentine's Day or Palentine's Day, whatever you want to call it. So I'll see you guys this week at both of those events. Bye.